Good Wednesday evening. It's 7 o'clock, so we know what that means. It's time for the Mid-Ohio Catfishing Podcast. As always, I am your host, Corey Jeffers. We have an interesting show tonight. We have Mike Rutherford, which is one of the owners of Sizzle Marine, which was one of our big sponsors last year. He sponsored the Angler of the Year race, and then they are going to jump on board as a sponsor this year. So we are going to be chatting with him. He's going to tell us what he's got going on. I hear Tracker Boats has a really cool deal going on right now with some gift cards. He's going to explain all of that, as well as tell you guys about the show that they will be at this weekend and what they got going on. Let's get the intro underway, and then I'll bring Mike in, and we'll get into this discussion. We'll be right back.
Well, grab your boat and boat. We're heading for a fishing home somewhere in the state of Ohio. You may fish in Sandusky, but we ain't gonna count no muskie. It's the Mid-Ohio Catfish Tournament Trail. You may drive out to Lake Dillon. It depends on how you're feeling. It's the Mid-Ohio Catfish Tournament Trail. It don't cost much to enter. You may just be a winner at the Mid-Ohio Catfish Tournament Trail. At the Mid-Ohio Catfish Tournament Trail. Come on down and join us, you hear?
All right, I see our good friend James Dockery joined in with us. James, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. We've got 9 viewers. As I said, guys, I'm going to bring in here Mike Rutherford. He's one of the owners of Sizzle Marine, which was one of our headlining sponsors for our points race last year. They actually were the ones to write the check to Sean Dolphin when he beat me there in the 11th hour. So here he comes, guys, with nothing else to do. This is Mike. Mike, how you doing?
Hey, guys. Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. So I want to bring you on here because I know we have the National Fishing Expo coming up here in Columbus, and I know you guys have a giant booth with 14 or 15 boats there. So I wanted to give you the time to talk about what you guys got going on, talk about the special I know Tracker has going on right now through you guys, and just kind of give an overview of what you guys got going on this year.
Yeah, like you say, we're going to be at that expo, which I don't know if anybody's been down there or not, but it's a pretty good show. They put on a big show with a lot of lures and boats and tackle. He's got a big hog trough there that you can come see. But, yeah, we'll have a whole booth there with 14 boats, and Tracker's got some promos going on. We can get up to $1,000 gift card, $2,000 gift card to Bass Pro and Cabela's. We're Sizzle Marine's an independent store. You know, we're a family business, been there for 38 years, but we're just like Bass Pro and Cabela's. Just independent. You know, I can't sell you a turkey fryer, but I can sell you the boat. You know,
right.
You can go there for the other stuff, but we still get the lures. Pricing's all the same. It's all national price, one price across the country, so you know you're not getting cheated on anything. It's all the same prices, all on the website everywhere you go. Just we give you the service and the gift cards and all that stuff as well. So if you're not going to come down, you should definitely be at the fishing expo. He's going to they do a pretty good job down there.
How many years have you guys gone to that fishing expo?
We started when he started in the Laoshi building when we could just take 3 boats. That's from 2016, I think now.
Oh, geez.
And it's grown to the fairgrounds, which is the Bricker building down there at the Expo Center. And he's turned it into quite a show. I think this year, if I'm right, he's even bringing in circus acts and performers to be out there in the parking lot for everybody. That's like the kids when you're waiting in line to entertain you. And yeah, he's going to have quite a show. There's a trout pond down there if you want to fish. Go down there and fish in the pond. They got kids zones. Yeah, all kids get in free, which is the best part because the biggest thing is to keep kids in fishing. You know, so
right.
Bring them down there and they can look at all the stuff and get excited about fishing and outdoors and everything. So that's what we want because you know they're the future customers. To be honest with you, you know, so you got to keep them interested.
Well, you know, and I feel we do a great job. Oh, we lost him. There he is. We do a great job on our trail, as including youth as well. You know, I like to fish. All my buddies like to fish. But if we can't keep kids fishing with us,
absolutely.
Then who's going to be fishing? Who's going to carry this trail on when I'm too old to do this?
Oh, absolutely.
So, absolutely. It's great that he's having the fish. We've got a couple more people who came in. Austin Harding says, what's up? The Bullock Experience came in. Spence Gibson, Brian Neff, Austin Kyler, and Tamara. Guys, welcome in. As I said when we started, this is Mike Rutherford. You are one of the owners of Sizzle Marine, right?
Well, it's my family. My dad and my uncle started it.
Okay. That's how I introduced you. I want to make sure I wasn't lying there.
Close enough. Whatever.
Close enough. Same last name. That's all that matters,
Yeah,
right?
same last name. I do most of the work, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, when I called for a sponsorship, you're the one who answered the phone.
There you go.
That's good enough in my view.
That's right.
So one thing I did learn when Brad came up there to buy my boat, and we were talking, and I thought it was kind of crazy. Robert Kilkenny says, "I know you both." Did Robert buy his boat from you? He has a Tracker Targa. Bob
Kilkenny. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, awesome guy.
As long as he still has it, yeah.
He still has it.
Good.
I think I started a trend. I believe he's putting a live well in it.
Is he putting one of those giant live wells in the back?
Nice. Did Ron Hughes buy his boat from you? He has the same boat I have, a year newer.
I'll be honest with you, maybe.
Yeah, he's doing.
We sell a lot of boats every year. It's tough.
And he just chopped the back out of his to put a live well in too.
Did he?
So if you have any pull at Tracker and they want to make a bigger live well so we don't have to ruin our warranties, you just want to put a good word in for me?
Truthfully, if you write them, they will listen. It is one of the only companies that actually listens to their customers.
Really?
If you write them and say, if enough people say, hey, we need a bigger live well, they change their boats every year with their surveys and stuff off of what the customers want. Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Well, just send it to the Tracker address that you find online.
Oh yeah, you can, and they'll send, if you buy a boat, they'll send you surveys and emails and stuff. Tell them what you want, or go on their website and questions and answer them, and tell them you need bigger live wells. Sure enough, they'll probably make a bigger live well.
Huh? I may do that. Austin says he needs a bigger live well, but I called them. I reached out to them to see if they would sponsor the trail. But because they're through Bass Pro and Cabela's, it's a really big.
Oh yeah.
Email this person, send a letter to this person, text this person, and I was like, okay. Yeah. Tosh Collins made it in. How you doing, Tosh? Great to see you. So, guys, this is Mike from Sizzle Marine. But as I was saying, when Brad and I came up to get that boat, we were looking through them, and I remember trying to haggle you, like, come on, you can surely take 1,000 off, and you're like, no, can't do it. So kind of talk about that so people understand the difference. Guys say, oh, I'll go to Cabela's, I'll get a better deal, or I'll go to this dealership and get a better deal, but there are no better deals on Tracker, right?
No, it's all one price. I mean, you can go on to Tracker's website, build the boat out. If you build your Targa, and you put a woven floor of the 150 in it, it's the same price whether you drive to Kentucky or you drive down the street to your local guy. It's one price. They don't sell off of margins. Tracker sells off of volume. So that's why their prices are so much less than everyone else compared to a Lund or a Bass Cats or whatever. They sell off of margins. They might make 40% off of you, but they sell 7,000 to 10,000 boats a year. Tracker sells 30 to 40,000 boats a year, but they just sell so many,
Right.
So that's why the price is one price across the country. It's no haggle, no hassle for a reason. It's a one-stop shop.
Makes it easy on your end.
It makes it easy on our end. It makes it easy on your end too. I mean, you come in there, you have to say, hey, if I go down the street, will I save $500? I mean, who wants to do that? Who cares? I mean, it's my time's more important. I mean, come on. You'd rather be fishing than going out there and let's see what's down the street.
100%. I would rather be fishing. Eric Jacobs made it in. Hey, Eric, how you doing? But yeah, no, that was one thing I kind of liked about buying a Tracker, because you were right. We're sitting there and you were going through the paperwork on the boat, and I'm looking online, and I couldn't find the same boat that we were buying for any. I mean, it was the same price no matter where I was looking.
Yeah, it's all the same.
So I thought that was kind of cool. Makes it to where you don't have to play the used salesman kind of guy, the used car salesman kind of guy. You just were able to go.
Yeah, I don't sell boats. I just show you the boats.
You just show the boat.
Here they are. You find the one that works for you. Find the one with the biggest live well, and then
the one with the biggest live well. So you need to find the one with the biggest live well and just hang a sticker on the side of it that says catfish version.
Catfish.
That would attract so many people.
Probably would.
From now on, when you show them, say this one will hold 4 channel cats.
four channel cats. Yeah.
This one will hold 4 blue cats. I'd go with the bigger one.
Yes.
John Davis made it in. Michael made it in. Hey guys, welcome in. So this is Mike from Sizzle Marine. He sponsored our Angler of the Year race last year. Him and I actually just talked about the sponsorship this year. We don't know for sure what we're going to do because we haven't talked about it, but he did agree to sponsor the trail again this year, and we're real thankful for that. I keep sending you guys to buy boats from him. We just need one of you guys to follow through with it. Everybody calls, a lot of tire kickers. We just need one guy to follow through with it. So if anybody's looking for a boat,
do it now so you get the gift cards.
Do it now so you get the gift card. The boat's not cheaper in March.
$2,000 card to Cabela's and Bass Pro. I know that can buy some sort of lure or
electronics.
Electronics, yes.
And you guys do, because you did it for me. You can go buy the boat, leave with that gift card, go to Cabela's and buy your fish finder stuff, come back, and Mike and them will install it. Not for free, but they will install it.
Yeah, you can find whatever you want. We don't handle many electronics anyway because you buy that stuff online for so cheap anymore. So
right,
we'll install it, sure.
Now, what about service? Do you guys service any Mercury motor? Are you a Mercury dealer?
So we're a Mercury dealer, or exclusive. Tracker's exclusive to Mercury, and we're just a Mercury dealer as well. So we can service anything. Like we can service Yamahas and stuff like that. Other brands, it's hard to do because of the parts and the tools.
Right. But you guys do. I mean, just because you don't have a tracker boat doesn't mean you can't bring it up there and get it serviced.
No, if it's a Mercury motor, absolutely.
Okay.
Mercury,
and
Cruiser, Yamaha.
Well, good. That's good to hear. And you guys have pretty much all of the tracker fishing boats. You guys had one for us to look at when we were there, right?
We have 2 showrooms. We got outdoors. We're packed. We got them all. We got nitros. We got pontoons, fishing pontoons, pleasure pontoons, trackers, nitros, Tahoes, used boats. We got a ton of used boats. We like our used boats. Nice, clean used boats.
The one we got was used and it was in brand new condition. Can't say that anymore. You'd probably puke if you saw it right now, but
probably could. I need one with a good line roll, apparently.
Well, you could sell it one of these catfishermen. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
He's got a 114-gallon live well now.
Hey, even better.
Yeah. So 922 Crappie says, "Is the boat free?" Is Corey co-signing for me? I'll give you Brad's number. I'm not going to do you any good. Oh, so Clayton's having an issue with his jack plate on his boat. Is that something you guys could look at?
Jack, I mean, we could, but honestly, everyone probably knows Dennis at Boat Things. He does all that stuff too.
Okay.
He's really good. Yeah, Dennis can handle jack plates, all that stuff. That's all he does. We send a lot of stuff to him too.
Clayton said it's the motor. Clayton, is your motor a Mercury? And John says, you got a boat full of trackers. John has a tracker too, and it's in a barn. It's in my barn. We're both working on them at the same time. So, but yeah, so no, anyways, so you got a service department, service all Mercuries, no matter what the issue is. Tracker seems to be the boat you guys sell the most of. You guys have some other boats though, right?
What's that? Can you hear me? Are you crackly or is it just me?
I think it's on your end.
Is it? That's weird.
Yeah, I think unplug your charger, see if it goes away.
All right.
It's gone.
Oh, well, I'll just make it pop there. All right.
I don't hear it now. Oh, yeah, I do. It's me. Hold on 1 second. Can you hear me now?
Any better?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. It's just a crackle.
Huh. I don't know what's going on. Is it crackling on your guys' side, or is that just me and him hearing that? Never had that happen before. Chris Hill made it in. Welcome, Chris. Clayton says it is the motor for his jack plate is his issue.
Yeah, you can call him first. Call the store, 614-478-4072.
Call the store, he says, 614-478.
478-4072.
Can you can you back out and come back in? If I delete you out of here, can you just follow that link and come back in?
Yeah, let's try that.
All right. Do you guys hear it on my end now? Oh, I forgot to kick him out. You get it together. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. It might have just been some kind of echo on his side. Anyways, Chris made it in. Chris Hill made it in. How you doing, Chris? While we're waiting for Mike to get out and get back in, guys, that was Mike from Sizzle Marine. He was our angler of the year. He was our angler of the year sponsor last year. Sizzle Marine was. It was the Mid-Ohio Catfishing Tournament Trail Angler of the Year race, presented by Sizzle Marine. So at the end of the year, when Sean Dolphin beat me in the 11th hour, he's the one who won it. Got me at Dillon by ounces, and I'm talking ounces. So few ounces, he thought he lost and went home. And I had to call him on his way home to let him know he won. Evening Stonefly, how you doing? But Mike and the team made good on their promise. They paid the Angler of the Year race, and it was awesome. So truly appreciated that. While he's getting back through, I wanted to address one thing real fast. There's been rumors that we're not having our tournament in Gallipolis, that our permit was revoked. I don't remember everything people has told me. I want to let you guys know that is 100% false. We are having our tournament in Gallipolis. It's still a work in progress where we're going to have our weigh-in. We haven't really nailed down the location of the weigh-in. I talked to a couple big businesses today that have giant parking lots. One of them has a road that goes all the way through it. I've talked to several people today, actually, and we're hammering out where we are going to have the weigh-in. So that's not solidified, but 100% on April 6th, we are having a tournament in the Gallipolis waters. So wanted to squash all those rumors. I know it's another tournament director that's spreading that lie. Unfortunately, we all just can't get along, and it's pretty sad, but we are having that event. Mike's back in. Let's see if it sounds any better. You there, Mike?
I'm here.
Sounds better on my end. Sound better on yours?
Yep, I can hear you.
All right. So you got your service department. You guys sell tracker boats. What were the other brands you guys have?
All tracker products. So Nitro, if you want a bass boat. If you want a Tahoe's pleasure boats, Sun Trackers pontoons. Yamaha jet boats. If you don't want to fish, you just want to go out there. Even though they do make center console fishing boats, so you can do a Yamaha with a jet motor. And then used boats. Everything's on the website, sizzlemarine.com. I mean, lots of nice used boats. That's what everyone seems to want.
Okay. Chris Hill says he's looking to get a Targa. Thoughts? So, Chris, on my side as a fisherman, I have the next step down from the Targa. I have the Pro V 175, which the only reason it's the Pro V is because it's 17.5 foot, but not an 18 foot. They do have a couple more options on the Targa than what's on my boat, but I love my Pro V. It is the perfect catfishing boat, in my opinion. We'll let Mike tell you why it's better than my boat, though. Why the Targa's better.
But the Targa starts with the bigger live well. But if you're going to rip it out anyway and put a big one, it doesn't matter. But
how big is the live well in the 18-foot Targa?
You're 48 gallons.
48 gallons?
Which is pretty good.
Yeah, my first live well that I cut out and put in was 54. So,
yeah. And then you've got the bigger gunnels on the side. Yours, it's the same width, but the gunnels are just wider on the side for the Targa. A little bigger boat, just depends on what you want to do with it. But everyone likes the Targas. It's pretty popular. The 17, 18, 19-foot boats are pretty popular.
Now, what about that 19-foot boat? Does it have a bigger live well than the 18-foot boat?
It's the same. It's the same. It's
same 48 gallons is what you said?
You can get just more equipment on them. They make tournament editions if you want the linked fish finders, the iPilot trolling motors, everything's set up from the factory.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
So you can buy one with like a motor guide and a lance or a hummingbird and a Minn Kota on it?
Well, they're gonna be all hummingbirds together linked to the trolling motor. It's just their tournament edition.
Cool. So let me ask you this, because on my boat I saw it, and I don't know about the Targas. I think Bob Kilkenny has the Targa. Is his a Targa?
I think that's what he said. Yeah.
Yeah. So it still has the split live well lids in the back though. 2 small lids, not 1 big lid, right?
His might have the big one.
Oh, okay. They do have one that has 1 big lid.
They changed it where the live well went all the way across, and then they changed it to split lids. So who knows?
Okay, because the 1 big lid would make it a whole lot better for catfishing. So, for instance, I kept the 2 split lids on that live well I had when I caught that state record in Louisiana, and those lids are 10 inches by 22 inches, I think. Well, imagine putting a human-sized fish in that lid. It didn't really. It went in just fine. Coming out, we ended up. So in the video, we were on TikTok Live when we caught it. In the video, they're all waiting for me to bring my fish out, and then you hear drills and grinders, and they're like, "What's going on?" We're cutting the whole back of the boat out to get this fish out. It was quite the experience getting that fish out. So, Chris, I would say the Targa is a great option. I love my Pro V 175. We were actually talking about this before we went live, and it would have been a great upgrade to go to the Target. I really like the in-gunnel storage, the rod storage that's in the gunnels. And there seems to be a lot more, from what I see online, there seems to be a lot more space and storage space. And it seems like they put that boat together just a little bit better than they do the Pro V 175.
A little more stuff. Come down to the expo. They'll all be right next to each other. You can see them all.
Oh, perfect. This year's model?
This year's model.
Perfect. Maybe I'll bring Brad with me.
18, 17, 16. Actually, if you really want a boat, we just took it's a Nitro ZV21. It's their deep V walleye boat that we just took down there. It's actually the photo boat that Nitro uses on their website. So they took their pictures, put it on their website, and they sell them to the dealer, and we got it. So that boat's down there. It's got a 400 horsepower V10 with a 15 horsepower kicker. If you want to see a boat, that's a boat.
Okay, so, us catfishermen don't care about any of that. How big's the live well?
It can be as big as you want when you're done with it. You can cut it all out.
No, don't talk like that, because people are going to be bringing boats they cut up for a warranty repair, and you're going to be like, wait a minute.
You just get denied, but you can bring them anytime you want. Yeah, they're pretty neat. Yeah.
Cool Cat says he's got a Pro V 200. It's a 2023 with one hatch. Those are nice boats. So let's see. Austin said he fished with Mike Snyder and his Targa. That boat is incredible. Let's see. Making sure we didn't miss any. The lid on the Targa is 12 inches by 19. I would have killed for those extra 2 inches, I'm telling you, because we were twisting and turning and pulling. And by the time, so we went to go take the whole thing off, and then I forgot that front lip under the carpet is riveted, and I broke my grinder wheel. So by the time we did all that work to take the whole thing apart, the lids are off, half the screws are out, my rod racks are off, and then we resorted to a adjustable wrench and just break in the metal on the front side of the live well to get that fish out. It was crazy. It was crazy. Chris says he's thinking about a new boat and he wants to know how my tracker's holding up. Chris, I'm telling you, it's for all the fishing I do, and please, let me tell you, if you just put it in perspective, you think I fish a lot, times that by 2, because I fish a lot. We fished in 9 states, 16 different bodies of water, and 43 events last year. So we do a lot of fishing.
How many hours you have on yours now? Do you know?
I don't know, because it doesn't have an hour meter on it. I got to bring it up for you guys to tell me.
Oh, okay. Well, it's still running good. You got a lot of hours if you're fishing that much. So
it's running really, really good. So, and I use it so much that I have to go outside of Mercury's recommended 1-year oil change and do mine probably quarterly. So, but it has been. It's been an awesome boat for catfishing outside of maybe like one of the big giant $100,000 boats that you see, those monster cats that are built for catfishing. For the everyday angler and a guy that doesn't want to spend $250,000, the tracker boats are great. I love them.
Did you ever see any of those boats in your tournaments?
Those big giant monster cats?
Yeah.
Not so much in my tournaments, but I see them on the national trail.
Do you?
My tournaments, there's been a couple Sea Arcs, which are another $100,000 giant boat.
Yeah.
But no, it's a lot of, believe it or not, a lot of trackers. We are pretty much the tracker trail. That's why I need tracker. If you have a contact that you just want to say, hey guys, help these guys out. I bet you out of the 75 boats that fished my trail last year, 50 of them were trackers.
You know what you do? Take those pictures and you send them to them.
That's a good idea.
At the ramp, all those trackers lined up, and you send them to Johnny Morris and Bass Pro Shops. He'll see it. Put them on their Facebook page.
That's a good idea. So this year, something new, and you and I can talk about this at another time when we start talking about the sponsorship. But this year we're doing I'm pushing for a TV show. I'm having a really hard time finding a production crew. Nonetheless, there'll be a YouTube series for our tournaments. We're going to film them all. There's going to be a camera boat, and it's actually going to be really cool. So I'll use some of that footage, the drone footage we'll have. I'll use that drone footage and send it to him because that's going to be cool.
Yeah.
John says, yes, we are. A lot of tracker boats. I mean, I have one. John has one. Ron and Don have one. Catfish Bob has one. Sean Dolphin has one. Everybody's got tracker boats.
Good. Y'all need another one.
We just need some Sizzle Marine stickers to put on the windows.
I got plenty of stickers.
That's what we need. If you're going to come down to that event in Gallipolis, just everybody you talk to, give them a sticker and ask them to put it on their boat.
Pass out stickers. Yeah, we used to have
if we fill that event, it'll be 200 boats, which I'm expecting. If we fill it, 450 to 500 people. It's going to be a pretty cool event. And actually, I'm sure you haven't seen anything about it because you don't follow catfishing, but it's a free event. All you got to do is buy one of our Mid-Ohio Catfishing t-shirts, which will have our sponsor logos on it too, for that event. And that gets you into the tournament. And then there's been some people that sponsored money, and that money will go into paying them all out. It's like it pays out like $9,500, and it only costs you a t-shirt to get in. So it's pretty cool.
I mean, your tournaments, families, like, do you see a lot of families, or are these like pro catfishing guys that are same guys always there?
We appeal to both. So we have guys that, I guess we'll call us pros. We have guys like me that go out and we hit it hard. We go to every tournament. And then we also have, like the guy who won Angler of the Year last year, Sean Dolphin, the guy you guys wrote the check for, him and his son fish most of his events together. We have, so John Davis is a husband and wife couple. We have another lady who fishes our trail. It was her and her nephew. Now it's her and her really good friend. Several people brought kids because we do a top youth award. So like at Hoover, there was a team that brought 2 little kids. They got some cool prizes for being there. They got to hold some of the big fish that were caught. So we try to appeal to the whole family. We want everybody to come. Obviously those tournaments when we're fishing 5 p.m. to 1 a.m., not very many people let their kids go out and fish at that time.
Right. I'd love to put together like a family one, to get them out there.
Well, let's work together and do that outside of my normal schedule. You guys can sponsor just a small event at Hoover or something.
Yeah, right.
Where you guys advertise it.
Bring your family, you know what I mean?
Just a family day on the water with Sizzle Marine.
Right.
That'd be kind of cool.
They can catch.
I'd be down for that.
See those giant fish. What's the biggest one out of Hoover?
The biggest one I've seen out of Hoover was just over 40 pounds.
40 pounds.
I don't think it'll be long before there's 50, 60, 70-pound fish in there. Those fish are growing really fast.
Nice. So,
but I think that'd be cool if we could put an event together, just a family event. Come hang out at Hoover. Maybe we just supply lunch and give away kids fishing poles or something. I'm sure we can get some people to sponsor us some kids fishing poles. That'd be cool.
Right. Can they catch those off the bank too?
Yeah, guys catch them off the bank.
Do they?
Yeah, Dave Funk right now, he fishes a lot down there. He's catching them every day off the bank. Maybe we'll do it like Oxbow or something, and everybody can just line the bank right there, and I'll bring my tournament scales, and we'll give a prize away for the biggest fish caught off the bank. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Because you guys have 9 9s hanging off the side, don't you?
Yeah, we have to have 9 9s in order to go out there. We could also, I know they do it at Indian Lake. We could probably put together an event where all the captains from my trail come and take youth out.
Take them out, yeah. That's
and cool. then the biggest fish for the day. I have a guy that can do that has a connection with the ODNR to get a free youth lifetime fishing license. So nice. I think he was in here. Maybe Tosh would be interested in doing that with us. But I'd be happy to plan something like that if you want to do that.
Yeah, I just like that stuff. I like to get all these. Get people outside.
Yeah, get them outside and off the video games. I agree.
Exactly. Get them outside.
So yeah, I'd be. Some of the people in here right now, some of the captains that fish in my tournament are saying I'd be down for that. I'm sure we could throw together some guys.
Oh, I'm sure people be into that.
Spence Gibson says they say the average channel cat gains 2 pounds per year. Any idea on how many pounds per year a blue cat puts on? Spence, at Hoover is an outlier. So the fish in Hoover have been growing at an unbelievable rate. They have all of that information, and they have all that information online on ODNR. I'll find it and I'll send it to you, Spence. James has a pretty good idea. If you two do put on a family tournament, check with the ODNR. They might want to help too. So maybe we can have them come down and do some kind of clinic or something on what they've been doing with the catfish.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
So I am for sure down with that. We can talk maybe tomorrow or something, or Monday, or I'll come see you at the show and I'll bring some stuff. I'll probably hang out with you guys in the booth there for a little bit. Do you care if I put flyers for the tournament on the table there?
I don't care. We're also giving away a Mercury motor down there too. So
Oh, are you?
you guys come out there, just sign up for it. Yeah, you could win it's an 8 horsepower tiller. So
Oh, that's perfect for Hoover.
That'd be perfect for Hoover. That's right.
All right, so I'm gonna put one in. I'll have all my kids put one in. My wife will put one in. I'll bring my grandma.
Might as well.
No, that's pretty cool. That's awesome. So, yeah, if you don't mind, I would like to put. It's just going to be a printout of the schedule.
Yeah,
and the show opens on Friday, right?
Friday, 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Saturday is 10 to 6, and then Sunday is 10 to 3.
Okay, I'm not going to be able to make it on Friday. I've got several meetings, but my fishing partner, Chris, will probably bring those flyers by if you don't mind.
That's fine.
That's awesome. I appreciate that. Spence says he's looking forward to the show. I'm sure he's going to stop by. Everybody wants to win an 8-power Mercury motor. And John asked what time I'm going to be at the show. John, I'm going to go all day Saturday. I think Marshall's going to go with me, but we can all go up there as a big group and see Mike and the guys as long as one of you guys buy a boat. Where are you at, Chris? Can a 9.9 go on a Pro V 175 with a 115 power? Yeah. You guys can do that whole setup, right? You guys can put
you can tie them in if you want like a separate throttle and remote steering and stuff. Any of the 17 foots and up, the 16 footer you'd have to do like a tiller. But yeah, 17 footer we do them all.
So if I brought my boat to you to get a 9.9 on it, you could tie it into my big motor.
Yeah, we do
the steering and everything.
Steering.
Really? Now here's one problem I've seen I'm sorry, not that I've seen, that I've had. Because my boat sits so low in the water, when I have a 9.9 on there, I get drag. If I get one of those Mercury 9.9s, I'd imagine with the electric tilt, do you put like a Panther or something on it to get it up out of the water?
You can. I mean, we set them on a plate to raise them up a little higher, but.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you've got that giant live well in the back, so.
Well, now hold on. I don't drive around with the live well full all the time.
I don't know. You never know. It should be full of catfish. So.
Well, if there's catfish in it, but I don't know about this one because I haven't drove around with this one yet. I don't think I'll ever have it completely full. It puts me way over my weight capacity completely full, unless there's 118-pound fish in there. Then I'll go 5 miles an hour and I'll nurture that thing like I did the last one. I'll just be able to get him in and out this time.
There you go.
Yeah, Austin, I'm going to bring flyers for both at that. Oh, at the Arts. Are you going to be at the Raccoon Creek booth, Austin? I think Chris was going to hand some out too. That's the guy that sells kayaks. You guys don't sell kayaks, do you?
No kayaks.
No, I didn't think so. So yeah, no, I would love the opportunity to put those flyers on the table. They're going to be at a couple booths, so I really want to get the word out. And then, like I said, Saturday I'll come hang out with you. If anybody has any questions about the tournament trail while they're talking to you, I'd be happy to answer them.
Sure, so, we'll be there all day.
All day. Trade shows are so fun.
Trade shows are fun. Yes, all day.
Is that the only one you guys do?
They have seminars. At least there's something to watch, throughout the day.
Is that the only one that you guys do?
No, we do the boat and RV show in January.
Oh, that's a big one, right? Is that a 3-dayer?
That's a 10-dayer.
10-dayer?
That's 2 weekends and throughout the week, yes.
Sheesh.
And that goes till 8 o'clock at night.
Phew. Pam Smith made it in. Hi, Aunt Pam. That's every one of my tournament trails, Aunt Pam. That's what we all call her. She's awesome. I'll tell you.
Hi, Aunt Pam.
Hi, Aunt Pam. So if there is an angler in my trail that puts forth more effort than anybody I've ever seen, she makes it to every event. She sold her pontoon last year and bought a used deep V, and I'll tell you, she is a fishing. She might fish more than I do, which is hard, but I think she does. They were down there bank fishing on the Ohio River a couple of days. I'm out on that. Stonefly, yes, it is. Raccoon Creek Outfitters. That's where Austin and my partner Chris will be during the show. They will have a flyer on their desk too. So, outside of that, did you have anything else you wanted to cover? I know we've taken up a little more than time than I said we would.
Well, for me, I think we hit it all. Come buy a boat, come to the show, go outside. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. We're going to try to put that family event together that you talked about. There was actually my buddy who's pretty high up at an insurance company asked me about the same thing. So maybe we can all collaborate and put on an event maybe in late May, June for the kids. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, guys, again, this is Mike. His family owns Sizzle Marine. It's where we got my boat. It's where Catfish Bob got his boat. I believe Ron probably got his boat there. He's local to Columbus. Chris wants to know, what are interest rates right now?
Depends. You can go out 15 to 20 years on a boat loan. You're anywhere from 7.99 and up, which is pretty good for 15-year loan.
That's pretty good for a 15-year loan. You're right.
You got to think back when things were, because people don't know they're recreational loans. Back when things were 0%, during COVID and all that stuff, good interest rates were 5.99. So we're not crazy. Things that were just normal.
Right. So, and I remember we talked about that with Brad too. When you said the interest rate, I'm like, wait a minute, like what? And you're like, dude, that's boat interest rates. And Brad actually called his bank and they said, we can't beat that. So
yeah, it's recreational loans. It's completely different than cars, everything else.
They're not a necessity.
It's not a necessity. It's pleasure.
Right. So anyways, guys, this is Mike with Sizzle Marine. He was our Angler of the Year sponsor last year. They're going to sponsor the trail again this year. John Davis wants to know if you take trade-ins.
Absolutely.
Do you do
of course, depends on what it is, but absolutely.
Do we do a push-pull, bring your clunker in?
No clunkers. you can keep your clunker and just add to it. That's all.
Just add to it. Well, John's got two boats. He's got a pontoon boat and a Deep V Pro 175. And it's an older one. I don't remember what year, 2008 maybe, but in immaculate condition. The guy kept it in his barn. Yeah. 2003 Targa in immaculate condition.
Yeah.
So I'm sure somebody will buy it.
Hey, everybody, I can tell you this, everybody wants a used Deep V, and there are none out there.
Spence Gibson what's the number one reason you would give as to why you should buy a new boat over a used boat? I would say the warranty would be the reason why.
Because of the warranty. Yeah, new boats have lifetime warranties. Trackers have 5 years on the inside. If you get a radio, that's covered for 5 years with Tracker. The floor is a lifetime. The motor's 3 years. You can get up to 8 years. I mean, it's just protection.
Right.
Unless you're buying that used boat from a reputable dealer that you know where it's from. It's how some guy's garage that fishes, not doing his oil changes quarterly like you.
Right. So, but you guys still offer pretty good warranties behind your used boats. I mean, on the motor, I know we had to buy it, but it was a 1 year no question asked.
It depends on the year. Mercury will sell you a warranty. Any of our used stuff, if it's not under warranty, we put 30 days on it from when you pick it up, just so we don't sell garbage. You go out there and run it for 30 days as hard as you can. If something happens to it, we'll fix it. Oh,
that's good. That's good to know. But yeah, I would say Chris Hill the warranty. That's the answer. Chris Hill wants to know if trackers only have Mercury. You said they are exclusive Mercury only, right?
Exclusive to Mercury, yes.
Chris, mine has the 154 stroke on it, and it's all the motor I could ever want. I mean, it pushes that boat 42 miles an hour when the live well's not full. So, but I don't want to keep you all night. I appreciate you coming on here, answering all these guys' questions. Guys, if you want to get a hold of him, the best way to do it is just call the store. And what's that number again?
614-478-4072. But the best way to go on the website, sizzlemarine.com.
You can go to sizzlemarine.com. They show their whole inventory on there. And then I think if you send a message through there, you get it, right?
Yeah, you can text us, you can email us, look at our used stuff. Everything's priced. You don't have to guess. You can look at pictures, everything. So,
and they do take trade-ins. They won't take everything. You can't bring your grandpa's 13-foot 1949 canoe up there. You can. You're just going to take it with you when you leave. Yeah, you just got to put it inside your new boat when you walk out.
That's right.
And I've sent a ton of people up to talk to Mike. Nobody's pulled the trigger yet. So if somebody wants to make me look good, just one of you.
Just one of you.
Just one of you. Go in there, please, and tell him Corey sent you. Just one of you. So tons of people like to tell him that I sent him. We just can't get anybody to close the deal. I know there's going to be a couple that do. I've talked to them. They're just waiting. They got some things they're working out. So. But, Mike, we appreciate you. We appreciate Sizzle Marine. You guys were actually the first sponsor to jump on with us last year. You didn't even hesitate when I called. You were just ready to go. So we definitely appreciate that. We appreciate everything you do, and we're looking forward to another year of having you guys backing us and another great year of catfishing. We're going from 10 events last year to 20 events on the weight side. We actually have 2 divisions this year. There's a weight side and there's a length side for the guys that don't have a live well. So total, we have 32 events and still have the championship, still have the Angler of the Year race. I mean, it's an incredible year for Ohio catfishing for sure. It's going to put Ohio back on the map in tournament catfishing.
Nice.
So as we grow every year, we like to thank people like you. You know, you trusted us when we were just a little tiny 10-boat tournament. So
great. That's how it starts.
That's how it starts. Maybe one day we'll be on TV every weekend, and you'll have a commercial on there. I'm Mike with Sizzle Marine.
That's right.
So we appreciate you guys. Stick around when Mike leaves here. We're going to do some talking about Gallipolis, but hopefully we see you down there, Mike. We'll talk some more about that next week.
All right. Take it easy.
Take care. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, guys. As I said, that was Mike with Sizzle Marine. What an awesome guy. What an awesome company. Him and his family, they jumped right on board with us. They had no problems at all. No questions asked. When I asked him to sponsor us after we got my boat up there, after Brad bought my boat up there, he was more than welcome to do it. And it hurt my feelings when I went to get that check for Sean because he beat me by such a minuscule amount, but that's all right. Maybe this year. I'm not fishing half the events because I'm hosting, but anyways, awesome people up there at Sizzle Marine. I can't say enough good things about them. But I told him he had the first half of the show, so let's dive into Gallipolis. I have had 4 or 5 phone calls this week of people saying that our tournament in Gallipolis got canceled, our permit was revoked. I've heard it all. It just seems to be, I hear more about myself and our tournament trail on the internet than I hear new stuff every day. I hear stuff I didn't even know. It's kind of crazy. I'm the director and the owner, and I hear stuff I didn't know. To be 100% upfront with you, I have not got the permit yet for Gallipolis. It was applied for. I have not heard back. But I don't think we're going to need it. And the reason that I say that is I talked to a few businesses today. The way that I was thinking the weigh-in would go, I'm not really sure that it'll work with how many boats we have coming. Right now we have almost 100 registered. We're looking at maybe filling this thing and getting 200 boats. So I talked to several locations today that will suit it, that have plenty enough room for everybody to be in line, us weigh the fish, and easy access to the river to release your fish. So if I was holding the tournament at the Gallipolis City ramp, I would have to have a permit. If I was holding it at any other public ramp, I would have to have a permit. I believe we're going to be holding it at a private ramp. Now, that does not mean that we have not roped the city in. Hey, we're going to be having a tournament in your area. This is what we're going to be doing, because obviously there's going to be a lot of traffic. There's going to be a lot of patrons. It's beneficial to the area for us being there, right? You guys are going to be spending money on hotels. You guys are going to be spending money on food. You guys are going to be at gas stations. You're going to be at grocery stores. So everybody down there knows, right? Like I've talked to a lot of the businesses in the area. I spent the last 2 days calling businesses. Hey, we're bringing a tournament trail to your area. There's going to be this many people. These are the days that we expect to be there. And every business owner that I talk to is absolutely thrilled. They're happy that we're bringing that many people. They also have a big construction project starting down there here sometime soon that one of me and the business owners were talking about. So, if you guys, there were some people that were worried because they've booked hotels, they've booked Airbnbs. There are no worries. We are having the tournament in that stretch of water on April 6th. I'm still working on a host hotel per se. I have notified all of the hotels in the area that were coming, and they all said that there will be rooms available. I'm having a hard time getting a discounted rate because of the time of year. So it seems like every one of those hotels is anywhere from $73 a night to $100 a night. I know several people have found Airbnbs way cheaper, and they've linked up with other fishermen and they've split it. So that's always an option. So I think I have our captain's meeting location down. I confirmed today. I'm not going to release that yet, and here's why. In releasing that we were having the tournament in Gallipolis, there's a couple other people, one tournament director, and I hinted on this earlier, that was upset that we were having that big of a tournament, whether it's they're upset that they can't pull that many boats. They didn't have the idea first like I did. I'm not sure the reason why. They started calling people down there. They started calling the people in charge down there. They started saying awful things about me, about the tournament trail, about the fishermen that are coming there. And so I'm not ready to release where we're having the captain's meeting at 100% yet. I have talked to the guy, talked to him today, told him the story about the trail, told him the story about me, told him everything that he's going to need to know. 100% fine with it. He doesn't care. He's just happy that I'm willing to bring the trail there with as many people as I am. So it's 100% happening, though. That's what I want to stress to you guys. I don't care what you hear in Facebook land. I don't care what you hear on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or Twitter. I don't care what you hear anywhere. You're hearing it from me, the tournament director, the owner of the trail, that we are having the tournament in that body of water on April 6th. 100%. Just so there's no other questions, no worries about it. It is happening. On that, I did release the rules, and I'm going to go through them real fast so that if you guys have any questions, we can talk about them. Let me pull those up really fast. So I know one of the rules was about the 10 rods, and we got a lot of questions about that. In West Virginia waters, the river is unlimited. So and that applies if you have a West Virginia or an Ohio fishing license. When you're fishing on the river, the number of rods is unlimited. That's why we went to 10 rods. I did that because a lot of the other trails, a lot of the bigger trails that come and fish in Gallipolis, some of the national trails, they allow 10 rods. And I had several questions asking about it. 3 of the board members on the boat side have fished those national trails down there. And if you want to use 10 rods, you know, a lot of people do 6 rods. I understand for inland lakes, but on the West Virginia side of the Ohio River, the rule is unlimited rods. So that's what we went with. Now, one thing to keep in mind, if you're traveling here from out of state, if you don't live in Ohio or in West Virginia, you're going to have to hold both license if you're going to be fishing in both bodies of water. So if you're going to be fishing on the Ohio side and in West Virginia, you're going to have to hold both license. So that's one thing to remember. And if the weigh-in's in Ohio, I talked to the game wardens today. If we're going to be weighing in Ohio and you're going to have fish in your boat coming from the West Virginia side, it is highly recommended that you have an Ohio fishing license because you can't prove where you were fishing. So keep that in mind. If you don't live in Ohio or in West Virginia, you have to have both licenses to fish the whole Ohio River and up in West Virginia waters. Now, with that in mind, if you live in Ohio and you're going to fish in the canal and you only have an Ohio fishing license, the law is that you can't go past the Buffalo Bridge. That's also the tournament boundary. Nobody in the tournament can go past the Buffalo Bridge. So if you live in Ohio, you don't need a West Virginia fishing license because you have an Ohio fishing license. On the other 2 boundaries are going to be the Racine Dam to the RC Bird Dam. So you got dam to dam up to the Buffalo Bridge. That's what the boundaries are. I had some questions about that, so I wanted to clarify that. But let's take a look at the rules real fast. You know what? I'm going to pull them up on here. Give me 1 second, guys. I forgot that I had this pulled up. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull the rules up, and we will get back to it. Me being unprepared. I'm new to this. I'm new to this StreamYard thing, so it takes me a second to be reminded about what we have. So let me get this pulled up, and then we can talk about each rule as we go down, and you guys can ask questions as we get there if you have them. Come on now. Here we go. All right. So we'll go through these rules one by one in case you guys have any questions. Share window. This is the window we want to share. Back over to StreamYard. Man, there's got to be an easier way to do this. All right, so here is our rules. Here's what we got. I'm going to leave this half screen up so I can read. But here's what we got. Rule number 1, only catfish species will be eligible for weigh-in: channel cat, flatheads, and blue catfish. That's a pretty simple rule. We don't have any off fish, side pots, anything like that on this one. They must be caught by rod and reel. No jug lines, no trout lines, no dip netting, pretty standard stuff. 10 rods in max per team at all times. That's different than our regular rules. So that is one thing to keep in mind. This is probably one of the only tournaments. I don't know. I mean, we may do it on another stretch of the river, but this is one of the only tournaments where you're allowed 10 rods in use at one time per team. No drugs or alcohol permitted for use during fishing hours. Austin, you are allowed to cast net for bait. Yep. Just no catfish in a cast net are allowed to be kept. And remember, guys, we do have lie detectors at the end of this test. So that is just to keep people honest. No drugs or alcohol permitted in use or permitted for use during fishing hours. That is going to be one of the questions on the lie detector test, if you were under the influence of drugs or alcohol during tournament fishing hours. So keep that in mind. Tournament directors, sponsors, or any involved party are held harmless of any liability, and anglers understand that they are fishing at their own risk. You will have to sign one of these copies. And that's the reason why right there. You are signing that you understand you're fishing at your own risk, and that we're not liable for anything that happens out there. Have to do it for insurance reasons. Weather delays, cancellations. We made 5 hours prior to the start time on tournament day. We all understand that nature does happen. Mother Nature is not always the nicest person. We sure hope that does not happen. We don't want to have to reschedule the tournament, but as of now, if the tournament is to be rescheduled, it'll be rescheduled for the next day. Live well checks will be done at the time of registration. So how this is going to work, you guys are going to come to the captain's meeting to get your t-shirts. There's 2 times listed for the captain's meeting. There's one on Friday, and it's in here, and there's one on Saturday. You'll come, you'll get your t-shirt, and we are just going to make sure that you have a live well. We're going to check it, see if there's any fish in it, but it's a trailering event, so there is a little bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Trust in you guys that obviously you're following the rules, but we are at least going to check everybody to make sure you have a live well. I've had a couple guys last year that wanted to enter tournaments, didn't have live wells, didn't understand it was a requirement. Let's see. Fish must be weighed alive, and dead fish will result in a team being disqualified at weigh-in for the current tournament only. Decision made by the tournament director or directors. And the reason it has the S on there for directors is if you bring a fish in that's struggling. First off, if you know you have a fish that's struggling, you need to call me on your way to the weigh-in and let me know. We will do our very best effort to get that fish weighed and back in the water as soon as possible. If a fish dies, floats, doesn't swim away, whatever, we can put him in my live well in my boat. We can turn the oxygen on, see if he comes back. You're going to have 45 minutes from the time that fish has been deemed that it won't swim away to see if we can get him back to health and back in the water and to swim away. If that fish dies, you are automatically disqualified for that event only. If the fish lives, no problem. We don't disqualify you for the whole series because you killed a fish on one event. We understand accidents happen. We don't want that. We don't want any dead fish. That's why that rule's in place. But one thing to keep in mind is if you're a habitual offender, if you kill a lot of fish, you could possibly be banned from the trail. So just please take care of the fish. That's our number one priority. T-shirt money is due at the captain's meeting when picking up T-shirts. I have also heard that I plan on collecting all this money and running away. It'd be really hard to do at a captain's meeting with 400 catfishermen there. I'm a pretty brave person. I'm not going to go up against 200 of the baddest dudes in the country. I mean, we're catfishermen. You know what I mean? That's not going to happen. I'm not taking any prepayments. All of the money to buy the shirts is coming from the tournament trail. Sponsor money, money that was raised by the board members, that is buying the T-shirts. We are only being repaid at the captain's meeting, and we're not even being repaid. That money is then all being turned around and put right back into the pots that are so high for this event. The T-shirts are a huge part of this event. It's what pays for the event. So that's one thing to keep in mind. The T-shirt, it's really a donation back from the T-shirt company. We're buying all of the T-shirts and they're donating the proceeds is pretty much what it is. But I didn't want people to have to pay them months in advance for the T-shirt. I said, we'll cover the T-shirts. I'll collect the money at the captain's meeting the day before and the day of the tournament. We'll hold the tournament. Everybody will get paid from that money. There are sponsorships that also go towards that because all of the T-shirts don't cover the entire 90 what is it? $$9,500 that is being paid out in the tournament. The t-shirts cover a good chunk of that, but not all of it. So there are sponsors that jumped in to pay for the rest of it. So just so everybody knows, that is the plan for the t-shirts. I've heard about it too many times. I wanted to address that tonight. I'm not taking anybody's money. Nobody's prepaying for anything. Nobody prepays for anything in this entire trail. Sometimes, I mean, most of the time, even the sponsors hold on to the money that they're donating until it's time to pay it. Last year at the end of the year, Sizzle Marine gave us a check at the very end of the year. We paid Angler of the Year. So there is no prepayments in this trail ever. I don't want anybody to prepay. I'll never ask you to prepay. I may ask you to pre-register for a tournament like I am doing in Gallipolis. That is only so I have a number of anglers. I don't want any money from you until the day of the tournament or the night of the tournament, the night before the tournament in this scenario for the captain's meeting. So 100% wanted to make sure we were clear on that. Cheating of any kind will not be tolerated and will result in a permanent ban from all future events. So obviously, that's an easy one. If we catch you cheating, you're never allowed to fish with us again. Places will be awarded based on the total weight of 3 fish. Any protests need to be made in writing to the tournament director or somebody on the board no later than 10 minutes after the final team weighs in. If you feel that there was an error made, you have video proof of someone cheating, you saw somebody cheating, you want us to take a look at it, we need to know within 10 minutes of the final boat weighing in. And I know that seems like a short time. At all of these events, all of the tournament directors and our board members will be wearing a bright yellow shirt. A bright yellow shirt that says director on the back of it. There is a total of 9 tournament directors. There's a total of 9 board members that will be at this, most likely they will all be at this first event. So one of us will be walking around and all you have to do is, hey, this is what happened. Or you just send a message to the Facebook page. Hey, this is what happened. I want to protest this. I wanted to make that clear that I don't want to text at 2 a.m. the next morning saying, hey, this happened. We didn't agree with how this went. Please reach out to us within 10 minutes of the last boat being weighed in, and we'll take care of it. I promise. Everybody on this trail is for the anglers. We want this thing to work. We want it to be about you guys. Please, I just wanted to, I got last year, it was 2 days later that I got a text, and there's nothing I can do about it 2 days later after all the anglers have been paid. I don't really believe the text that I got. I think somebody got mad at somebody because they were partners, but whatever. Just to get that off my chest. Any angler that receives any type of wildlife violation during tournament hours will be disqualified. This is another big one because in a lot of trails, if you get any violation, you are disqualified from the tournament. I put wildlife violation because if you're speeding, if you're late, you're speeding through a no wake zone and you get a ticket, that's on you. I mean, you need to pay the ticket. You need to handle that. If you don't have here's the big one. You just bought a brand new boat. You have a boat registration number. You don't have it on the side of your boat and you get a ticket and you drove from Toledo clear to Gallipolis to fish my event. I'm not disqualifying you because you don't have the boat numbers on the side of the boat. You know, it's the law. You're going to get a ticket. They're going to deal with it. But it's not my fault. I didn't do it. I mean, it's not my problem. It's your problem. I'm not disqualifying you for something silly like that. If you get caught with too many fish, you get caught with too many overs, too many of one species, using bait you're not allowed to use, that's a different story. That is a disqualification. Wildlife violations only are how you get disqualified in this trail. Teams can consist of 3 adult members and any number of youth anglers, but rules will be based on 2 angler teams. So what that means is your limits will be based on 2 angler teams. In Ohio, those are no more than 2 channel cats over 28 inches, no more than 2 blue cats, or flathead catfish over 35 inches. One thing to keep in mind, in West Virginia waters, there is a 28-inch minimum on blue cats. So you can't keep any fish under 28 inches in West Virginia waters. I would take extreme caution if you're going to be fishing in both. I would just go ahead and say don't keep any fish under 28 inches, because if you just happen to be in West Virginia waters and get caught in your with a fish over 28 inches in your live well, they're not going to ask you where you caught it. They're going to write you a ticket, and if you get that ticket, you're going to be disqualified. So just remember that in West Virginia waters there is a 28-inch minimum. Just please keep that in mind. Set payouts, prizes for this event, no matter number of participants. This is a big one. No matter how many people sign up. Obviously, we want to fill the field. We want all 200 boats to sign up. That's where we're going to get the most t-shirt money. That's where all the money is going to come from for the payouts plus some sponsorship money. But we have sponsors in place for a reason. If we don't reach 200 boats, these are still guaranteed payouts. First place will pay out $5,000. Second place will pay out $2,500. Third place will pay out $1,000. Big Fish will pay out $1,000, and the top placing youth will win a free lifetime Ohio fishing license. If you're not from Ohio, you'll get a gift card to Cabela's or Bass Pro for the same amount of money as what it would cost to buy the Ohio fishing license. There are other sponsor prices that will be added as sponsors are added. We have a top placing youth sponsor, or a female sponsor, and a top placing veteran sponsor as well. Those will be advertised at a later time because I haven't really figured out which one's going to be which yet. All state laws for boating and fishing trump any tournament rule. If in West Virginia waters, you must follow West Virginia laws. I put that on there because you have the minimums for blue cats. Remember that. A live well with some sort of regeneration system is highly recommended. John, no blue cats under 28 inches should be weighed in. Now, I don't know if these people were fishing in Ohio or in West Virginia, so I can't be the judge of that. That's why I say, please make sure if you're fishing both, I would not bring a fish under 28 inches to the scales. All state laws for boating and fishing trump any tournament rule. Oh, wait, I already read that one. A live well with some sort of regeneration system is highly recommended. That's not really a rule. That's just a recommendation. We want you guys to have some type of regeneration system in there, whether it just be a recirculation pump, whatever it is, just bucket water in, Our biggest goal was to keep fish healthy. Tournament directors have final say on all rules. Once the board has voted on an infraction, on a rule, it is final. There is no arguing with it. We're not going to change our mind. It's the reason we have a board. I know that we have a length division board and a weight division board, but those boards, they coexist. They work together. So at this event, if there's 9 board members there, because everybody on the length division is there and everybody on the weight division is there, we are all going to congregate. We're all going to talk about it. We're going to get you a final decision. I can almost guarantee you there will always be at least 3 board members at every event. So we will always have a quorum to vote with. Times for this event are 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Must be in line for weigh-in no later than 4 p.m. So what that means is you guys are allowed to fish all the way up until 3 p.m. as long as you can make it back to the weigh-in line by 3 o'clock. Also, lines in are at 7 a.m. We're going to let you launch your boat early, but you cannot you cannot leave the ramp until 6 a.m. I'm going to add this into the rules because I forgot it, but you cannot leave the ramp until 6 a.m. and you cannot put your lines in the water until 7 a.m. No bait fishing the morning of. From midnight until 7 a.m., no bait fishing. You got to have all of your bait the night before. You cannot bait fish right before you go fishing. Just so everybody's clear. You have to be off the water by midnight. Captain's meeting the night before, the location to be determined. We haven't put it in there yet. Is at 5 p.m. It'll last till 7:30. Or if there's guys coming in, I have no problem waiting. Just give me a call. Let me know you're coming to get your T-shirts. Second captain's meeting is the morning of. That will just be probably me and Tosh hanging out at the weigh-in location. And you guys come. We'll check your live wells. We'll give you your T-shirts. I highly suggest everybody comes the night before. Not required, but you're going to have to get your T-shirts somehow. So you either come the night before or the morning of. The morning of could get kind of crazy, and you might get a late launch if you come the morning. If everybody wants to come the morning of. No pre-fishing the tournament hours within 12 hours prior to the tournament day, except for catching bait. No catfishing. And then, like I said, off the water by midnight. No fishing within 50 yards of another boat that's fishing. Moving boats need to give way to anchored boats. This is distance from boat to boat. It is really hard for us to police that rule. But please just have some sportsmanship. Keep room between you and other people. Nobody wants to be running over your boards. Nobody wants you to run over their boards. Imagine it was you sitting there on the side of the river anchored. How close would you run? How close do you want boats to run to you? Just a little bit of sportsmanship goes a long way. I don't want a bunch. I had so many calls last year about this rule. Please just respect each other. Life jackets are suggested. Operate and fish with them at your own risk. Obviously, I know guys aren't comfortable in life jackets, whatever. I highly suggest that you wear your life jacket at all times while the boat's moving, while you're fishing, but it's 100% up to you. Kayak fishermen are welcome to fish all of our weight divisions. You will have to have a tug-along live well or some means to keep fish alive that is not gill intrusive. I did just see somebody came out with some tail wrap, kind of, it's like a stringer, goes around their tail. As long as you're not dragging the fish through the water and killing it doing that, I believe that would be approved by the board. Let's see. Unsportsmanlike conduct will not be tolerated and will be grounds for disqualification. That kind of just goes back. If you get in a fist fight at the captain's meeting, you probably aren't coming back. Just so you know, let's be honest, let's be real. We're not going to tolerate fist fights at the captain's meeting, people yelling at each other. In order to qualify for the championship or Angler of the Year race, a specific number of events are required. Please see the schedule for the series to see the total number of events required to fish. In the weight division, I'll tell you, in the weight division, that number is 7. You have to fish 7 events to qualify for Angler of the Year and the championship. And on the length division, that number is 5. A tie in total weight will go to the team with the biggest fish. A tie in big fish will go to the team with the best total weight. If still tied, a coin flip will decide. I don't think I've ever made it to a coin flip, but just know that could happen. We could make it to a coin flip. Let's see. The directors have the right to polygraph any team at any time. Refusal to complete the polygraph will result in automatic disqualification from the series indefinitely. A failed polygraph will result in DQ from the event and a board review of the circumstances to decide a permanent disqualification. This ruling will be at the board's discretion and will be final. Here's how polygraphs work. Here's how the polygraphs that we're going to be giving work. And I've talked to Tosh Collins about this several times, and we're probably going to use the same guy he uses. A polygraph goes 3 ways. You fail, it's inconclusive, or you pass. If I bring a team member up and they pass on the first go, no problem. Here's your check. Have a good day. If I bring a team member up and they fail, I'm then going to test the partner. If the partner fails or is inconclusive, you're disqualified for the event. Now, depending on the circumstances, like I said, that goes to a board review. If the first partner fails and the second partner passes, then we understand, it happens. 2 inconclusives, you're not going to get paid. A fail and inconclusive, you're not going to get paid. So just remember that we are going to test both partners if there is an issue to see what happens. You're going to be asked the exact same questions. If you both fail, depending on the question, that could be really bad for you. But we are going to have lie detector tests, and we are going to stand by them. I know that there have been instances where other people did not. We are going to stand by the lie detector test. That's why it's in the rules. That's why you'll sign off on it, just so everybody knows 100% that is our stance on lie detectors. For this For this event only, we will be allowing trailering to any ramp between Racine, Locks and Dam, and Robert C. Byrd, Locks and Dam, and up to the Buffalo Bridge in the Canal River. So those are the event rules. They run in conjunction with our trail rules. So any rule that's not changed on this paper that's on our trail rules will be in effect. You will get both copies, and we will highlight what's different on them. I wanted to go through that. I know that I've got a lot of questions about the rules over the last couple of days after I posted them. So any questions at all? I know I just threw a ton of information at you guys. That rule sheet is also posted on the Facebook page, and you are more than welcome to send any questions you have. Any questions at all that you have to me. I am an open book on that. So any questions at all, guys? Anybody got anything? Anybody got any questions, comments, concerns, excitement, good news, bad news, prayer requests? What we got? Also, if you missed it, we had Sizzle Marine on here earlier. I highly encourage you guys to go back and watch. Tracker's running some great specials through Sizzle Marine. It's going to be a great time. I know Chris Hill was looking. I saw Dukes made it in. Hey, Dukes. Steve, the only live bait rule that I know of in Ohio is, and I don't think it would matter on the river. That's a good question. I'm going to look into that. But like on Hoover has a size restriction for crappie, so you can't cut them. I will look into that, and I will follow up on that, Steve, because that is a really good question, and I want to make sure that everybody is aware. Thank you very much for that question. Anybody who fished the Ohio River know that question, because I've used live crappie, dead crappie, live bluegill. I can't remember if there's a size restriction on crappie on the river, then you won't be able to cut it. But I don't know that for sure. I'll have to ask. Thanks for the question, Steve. Anybody else got any questions? With the reciprocal agreement, Steve, I want to say all bait is legal because of West Virginia, but I want to make sure of that. I want to call the DNR agent back and ask him. That's kind of why I don't live in West Virginia. I don't know the West Virginia rules by the back of my hand. So if it's a rule in West Virginia, you can use live crappie, then the reciprocal agreement would allow us to use live crappie, dead crappie, cut crappie, whatever. I will check with West Virginia because that is a very good rule. I put in the rules that you have to follow West Virginia rules. So everybody should read through them. It would be a great idea, but that is a great question. Evan, for the 10 rod max rule, West Virginia has unlimited rods on the river. You're allowed to use as many rods as you want on the river. And with the reciprocal agreement between Ohio and West Virginia, that then allows anybody who wants to fish in that body of water, you're allowed to use 10 rods. If you're in Ohio, you're allowed to use, if you have a whole Ohio fishing license, you're allowed to use 10 rods. So any other questions? Man, you guys usually I ask for questions at the end. Nobody's got anything. Kind of caught me off guard tonight. Next week, I have not lined up our guest for next week, but I have an idea who it's going to be. I'm going to talk with them this weekend at the show. Should be a good show if I can land the guest that I want next week. And then, guys, also with any questions that you have, please, I encourage you to send a message to the Facebook page. I would be more than happy to answer any questions you guys have. So doesn't look like we have any requests. So with that, we will do our exit podcast or our exit screen here and
well, grab your boat and pole. We're heading for fishing hole.
Oh, I didn't do it right.
We're in the state of Ohio. You may fish in Sandusky.
Messed that up.
Grab your boat and pole. We're heading for fishing hole. Somewhere in the state of Ohio. You may fish in Sandusky, but we ain't gonna count no muskie. It's the Middle Ohio Catfish Tournament Trail. You may drag at Lake Dillon. It depends on how you're feeling. It's the Middle Ohio Catfish Tournament Trail. It don't cost much to enter. You may just be a winner at the Middle Ohio Catfish Tournament Trail. At the Middle Ohio Catfish Tournament Trail. Come on down and join us, you hear?
All right, guys, thanks for watching. This has been the Fields of Water. Chad, you're late. Steve, there is bait everywhere. There is bait everywhere in the river. Did Rule 34 get added? What's Rule 34? Hold on, let me look. I was going to get off of here, but then Chad jumps in. Rule 34. Oh, wait a minute. You got me. Rule 34. Chad wins. Forgot about that. I'm like, what is he talking about? Oh, 9/22. The date on the Tappan tourney is Tappan Lake. Oh, Tappan Lake is 1 second here. Tappan Lake is July 13th. Fish Shizzle going in overtime. Encore. Yes, guys, let's go to the expo, everybody. Let's go to the expo, and then obviously we will be at CatCon as well. All right, rule number 34, Chad says is he wins. I would love to do an encore with you guys. I got kids running around here begging for some attention before they go to bed. I worked all day and came right home to hang out with you guys. So, John, I will call you when we get off here. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. As always, this has been the Mid-Ohio Catfishing Tournament Trail Podcast. I am your host, tournament director, owner, wearer of many hats, Corey Jeffers. We appreciate you guys, and we will see you guys on the water. Take care.